I am always surprised when a small, fairly unknown game gets a sequel. And not only that, it got an anime and a mobile game as well. Gust, the creators, went really into the Blue Reflection series, so hopefully they learnt from their past and created some good light in this second time around. So let's see if Blue Reflection Second Light is worth it. Blue Reflection Second Light, or Tai in Japan, is a follow-up to their first game, Blue Reflection, but takes a dramatically different approach to almost everything. Releasing in 2021, 4 years after the first game, it is also the sequel to the anime, Blue Reflection Ray, which was released earlier in that same year. Now, I'm not sure how the mobile game story fits into it, but I'm pretty sure that is a prequel to this game as well. So even though this is a full franchise with lots of different entries now, this game is more standalone than it would appear. Sure, you could play the first game, then watch the anime, and then play this second game, but the game does a good job of summarizing the important elements of both the first game and the anime when it is required within this story. This can be seen when Himiko, the main character of the first game, shows up and just gives a couple of sentences to explain what happened and why things might be going wrong in this game. Sure, playing and watching the other Blue Reflection properties will greatly increase your knowledge of the world, its rules, the characters, and some of the backstory, but it isn't required, which is it's insane for me. So what is this game's story? Well, on her way home from school, O receives a strange message where she is invited into something and then falls unconscious. Yeah, happens every other day. Waking up in a school, she is met by 3 other girls, but quickly notices 2 very strange things. One, the other girls have no memories of anything before waking up this school, though she does. And second, their whole world literally is this school. Just outside is an endless ocean of water as far as the eye can see. It is beautiful, but it's strange. That is until another place just attaches itself, which they start to call a heartscape, allowing them to leave their island and explore another one. So, what's going on? What are these heartscapes? Why can no one remember anything? And why are they trapped in a school of all places? Well, at least the water has a beautiful blue reflection under the right light. Gameplay-wise, the game is split into 2 sections, with the first being the school life. Here you can spend time with your friends, explore the school, craft and build things. It's your hub of the game and many story elements will be happening here, so you'll get to know this area pretty well. The second section are the heartscapes. These are visually insane and unique to explore, and they offer more story, collectibles, and enemies to fight. More like a traditional RPG. When you inevitably get into a fight, there are a few different things at play. Building off of the active bar in the first game, this game has you wait until your character gains enough energy to unleash their attacks. The more energy you build up, the stronger and more numerous your attacks can be. But the game does limit you on how much energy you can charge up with its gear system. This cap shows you how many levels you can go before the character stops, and using attacks and moves within battle will bump this up, increasing your gear as you go and thus your potential. All of this resets after every battle, so you'll be constantly using moves to build up the right gears in every fight. Also in every fight is a combo meter which increases your attack, so the more moves you do, the stronger you'll hit in general. That is important, so you might want to do a lot of weak attacks to build up that meter, so then you can do one big costly attack to finish off an enemy. There is a lot in this battle system, with the different characters have different moves, reacting to what the enemies are doing and changing your own moves as you need it. It's depth, yay! You also learn new moves as the game goes on, so it stays pretty fresh for about half to 2/3 of the game before you kind of break the combat system. Yeah, so like with all the items that you can have, the equips and the moves that they give you, it's pretty easy to become very overpowered very quickly, even under-leveled, and deal with pretty much anything that is thrown at you. So in the end, it became a spam buttons kind of game where you get to that point, until you hit a boss, of course. Bosses have both a larger health pool as well as a unique move of their own. They are usually more challenging, if not hard at times, and help break up the monotony that you may have felt up until that point. I'm just thankful that when you finish a fight, you are rewarded with experience. Unlike the first game, yay! So fighting battles actually serves a purpose instead of just collecting resources. But experience isn't the only leveling system in the game. By talking to the different girls and doing their side quests, you can go on dates with them where you're given talent points, or TP. You can spend these on upgrades to the character like more health or to learn new moves, and every time they level up, you unlock more for them to learn. The best part is that you can't abuse this system because the girls will have to ask you out on a date when they're up for it, so you can't do anything until they ask you. You also can't just repeat a date until they do ask you because you have to progress the main story. This is much better than the first game where you could power level very easily by just maxing out one of the characters as early as possible, so at least now there's better progression gates. But the main character hour works a little bit differently. To increase our TP, you'll need to subscribe. If you don't hit my progression gate now, I'm gonna be underleveled and, I might not be able to defeat the boss. No, in all seriousness, she levels up as the other girls level up, so it's really cool to see her growth as she becomes better friends with everybody in the game. Now, in terms of visual, the game looks pretty good. The girls are all just, fine, but their hardscapes, oh man, they put a lot of effort there. Most of the places have a very distinct look and feel to them, and just plain interesting, with each area offering something new. I love that they leaned into this hardscape idea from the first game and added a lot more visual flair, expanding upon the lore and the rules, but also giving it its own thing. This is true of the music as well. A lot of the tracks are from the first game with either a new spin or arrangement, and I just simply love the music. It is so phenomenal, and it's one of the better soundtracks I've listened to. Once again, it's a lot of piano, and I am clearly biased when it comes to piano. Also, the boss music, while not something I would listen to outside of the game, really hyped me up as well. It's insane. It's worth a listen. Just check it out. So without spoilers, I really enjoyed the story. It asks some pretty crazy questions like, do memories change a person, making them potentially a bad guy? Should you force people to remember trauma for the greater good? And how would memory work if you have a split personality? And those are just some of the questions, so it's really interesting, and I truly loved spending time with each of these characters. Sure, I liked some more than others, but they're all unique and each one gets time to shine in the story. And well, 3 get a little bit less due to them being covered in the anime, but that's okay, that's still good. The overall plot and mystery though is pretty good. It's a little slow on the big questions, instead it wants to focus on the characters more, which for this game I think is the right approach. It wasn't until the end where I had questions and some of the cracks in the story started to show themselves. But I know they're setting this up for another part in the story, so I really hope it pays off. The sad thing is that the next part of the story that I have to play is a mobile game, and it appears to not have any English or any release scheduled planned, so yeah, that sucks. Reminds me of Utaware Ramono all over again. In my opinion, Blue Reflection Second Light is worth it, and is an improvement over the first game in literally every way. The combat is fun and engaging, and while you can overpower and just break the game, it is still challenging when you come up to a boss. The world is visually interesting and unique, and the music is simply fantastic. I personally like the story and was invested in literally every single character as each of them is given time to shine and grow. I also like that the first game and anime are not required to enjoy this game, but it only enhances it instead. It was so good that I platinumed the game, and while not hard, does require nearly 2 full playthroughs to max everybody's TP. Though I will say just Google the true ending after finishing the game, because I don't think going through 2 full playthroughs for a little bit of extra scenes is worth the effort. Alright, now it's time to go watch the anime and see if it fleshes out those characters that were in this game, and it should be a bit of fun. I know I should have watched it before this game, but I did see the first 3 episodes before playing this, but no more. I fell off the bandwagon pretty quickly. I don't have any anime subscription services, so it was a bit hard for me to watch it legally. Ah, well. So guys, tell me what you thought about Blue Reflection Second Light. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you play the first game and watch the anime before playing this? Or did you just jump straight in? Also, who was your favorite character and why? I think it's either Shiho or Yuki being my favorite because I loved their personality and their stories. But don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!